Okay everyone, welcome to the channel. Today's video is a Christmas cake, and it's an easy bake Christmas cake. So we're going to keep this quite simple. I'll go through the ingredients, but I'll also put the recipe in the description box below, so you can follow along, you know, get your ingredients in and follow this along. Right, so I'll start off with the ingredients that we have. Right, firstly we have some fruit here. Now this is a combination of currants, sultanas and raisins. You can use mixed fruit. It's also got cut mixed peel in there as well. The quantities will be in the recipe below. We have some self-raising flour here. We've got some brown sugar, some light brown sugar. We've got some cherries. These are Glace cherries. We have some butter. We've got some eggs, and we've got some ground almonds, and finally we have some rum. We do need some milk as well, and we have some mixed spice here to pop in. So what I've done is I've soaked my fruit. You don't have to do this. You don't even have to use alcohol if you don't want to. You can just use milk. But I've used a little bit of alcohol. You can see I've just used a tiny bit out the top of this bottle here to soak the fruit, to give it a bit more depth of flavour. So yeah, let's get cooking this Christmas cake. If you were thinking that it's a bit too late to cook your Christmas cake, it really isn't, guys, and it's so simple to do. We will be decorating this cake as well afterwards. Right, so let's get cooking. Yeah guys, for equipment you're going to need a bowl and a sieve. You're going to need a cake tin, which is, this one's lined. I've just lined it with some baking paper, and I've lightly greased it as well, so the paper sticks there quite nicely. And you're going to need a spoon as well, you know, for stirring. But yeah, equipment, that's it. Right, so firstly we're going to sieve our dry ingredients into a bowl. So we'll start by sieving the flour. And we'll put the ground almonds. These are crushed almonds. I couldn't get the ground, but these will do. And we're going to pop in a teaspoon of mixed spice. So we'll put a teaspoon of mixed spice in there. And then we're just going to give that a good mix with our wooden spoon. To incorporate all of that together. Right, next we're going to add our butter into a bowl, and we're going to add our sugar. And we're going to give that a good mix. You can use a whisk like this, or you can use an electric whisk. So we're just going to mix this all in together. It's a lot quicker if you use an electric one. Let's swap over to an electric one. Right, so that's beaten up nicely. Next, what we're going to do is beat our eggs. So we're doing our wet ingredients now. So that's 4 eggs in there. Right, so next we're going to measure our milk. So I'm using half milk and half rum. You can use all milk if you don't want alcohol in your cake. Again, all of the measurements are in the description box below. So, and then we're going to add the eggs. So we've got all of our wet ingredients in one bowl, or jug in this case, and then we're going to give that a good old mix. It smells very strong with the rum. Right, so the next step is we're just going to add a little bit of liquid and a little bit of the dry ingredients, and we're going to do this a bit at a time and just give it a good old mix and bring everything together. You can use your whisk at this point, or you can just use a spoon as I'm using here. It's quicker with your electric whisk, but I'm stirring love into this cake. We're just going to be stirring all of that love into it. So we'll just carry on doing that until we've used all of our ingredients up. And then we'll come to the next stage. Okay, so that's all of our ingredients mixed together. So the final part is to add our fruit. So we'll just add this in gradually. Oh, it smells amazing, guys. It smells really nice. So we're just going to give this a stir. It's a really good workout. Just add some more. You can see that fruit soaked up all of the rum. Right, and lastly, last but by no means least, my favourite bit, the glassy cherries. So we'll just pop those in and then we'll give that a good stir. Look at the rich colour of them. Absolutely beautiful. Give it a good mix. So our next stage is to put our mixture into a greased lined cake tin. So I'll leave the measurements for the cake tin in the description box below. So we're just going to incorporate all of this lovely mixture. Oh, it smells lovely. Right, so we're just going to kind of level this out, make it flat. So what I'm going to do now is pop on a little lid, and this is just brown baking paper, baking parchment, and I'm just going to pop that lid on, and it stops the cake from browning and burning. So we'll just pop that on like that, so it's all wrapped up nicely in its little tin, and we're going to bake this very slowly, and it's going to go on 150 degrees Celsius for around 3.5 to 4 hours, or if you're using gas, that would be gas mark 2 for the same time. So I'm going to pop this in the oven and we'll come back when it's cooked. Right guys, so my cake is done. I took it out the oven and I checked it with a skewer, and yes, it come out clear. So that's how you know that it's done. It was domed a little, and I have cut the top off to sort of flatten it out a bit. And basically I wanted to eat the crunchy bits. Right, so the next step is I'll just tilt you down a little bit. The next step is get some marmalade, or you can use strawberry jam, anything like that. I prefer the marmalade. Put it in a pan and heat it up a little, and then all we're going to do is pour it on the cake and glaze it, and this will give the marzipan something to sort of adhere to. So we're going to just brush it all over the cake and on the sides of the cake as well, not forgetting the sides importantly, because we want the marzipan to stick there. So very, very simple. Yeah, I forgot to say, if you didn't want to icing your cake and you just wanted to leave it as a fruit cake, you know, if you just put it in a tin at this stage, like before you put the, obviously you wouldn't put the marmalade on, you would just pop it in a tin. What I have done before, when I took it out the oven, after it cooled down, I skewered it, stuck the skewer in a few times, and I poured some rum in, you know, in the little holes that I'd done, so it's going to be a really like moist cake. But anyway, I'm going to icing it. We're going to use roll out fondant, and yeah, so the marmalade on next, and I've just picked up some marzipan. Now I'm using the golden marzipan, and this one is from Asda, but I do have another one from Sainsbury's because I didn't realise didn't have enough. So it doesn't really matter if you're using two different ones, it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to get some ice and sugar on this surface, and then we'll roll out the marzipan. You can actually see these blocks. They're identical, guys. They're probably made in the same factory, just for the different shops. So yeah, I'm going to knead these two together and then we'll get them rolled out. Right, I've just floured it, the surface. Not floured. It's not flour, guys. It's ice and sugar. It's ice and sugar. I'm not sure what they call it in America. Powdered sugar, maybe? So I'm just going to roll this out. Right guys, so I've rolled that out to quite a big size actually to cover the cake. So I'll just bring my cake back over and then we'll put the marzipan on. Right, so I'm just going to put my marzipan on the top of the cake. Just press down the edges. Excuse me. I've got a little bit left over marzipan. We'll cut that off and we can use that. We can make little characters out of it or whatever. So all we're going to do is get a sharp knife and gently cut around the bottom, cut the excess away. Just like that, and I'm going to continue around the cake. Right, so that's the marzipan on our cake. So I'm going to put this to one side and then we're going to start on the icing. Right, so I've just cleaned my surface down, and this is the icing that I'm going to be using, and it's the soft white icing ready to roll, and this one's from Sainsbury's. So I'm just going to flour my surface. I will say flour my surface, but you know what I mean. It's ice and sugar or powdered sugar. Now it's a little bit lumpy, can you see that? So it's not a problem. All you do, get your rolling pin and just crush it. Just roll it like that and then it becomes powdery. So not a problem if it's hardened up a little. So just flour my surface. I am going to be using some food colourings as well. Now this one I've had to borrow from my friend because I've lost my blue one, but I normally get the Sugar Flare. I'll show you. I normally buy these ones, and they're the Sugar Flare pastes. So I'm not sure what this one is, what brand, what my friends loaned me, but yeah. So let's open this and let's start rolling this out. Right guys, I'm just sort of kneading it a bit because it softens it up. So if you just kind of knead it, you know, when you take it out of the block, when you take it out of the packet, sorry, and it just do it in different directions. And it becomes a lot more pliable, you know. Gives you a workout as well. Right, so I'm just going to cut a little bit of this off. I think I'm going to go about a third. Take a third of it. And we'll pop that to one side. And we're going to need some gloves on here, guys, for the food colouring. Right, got my gloves on. These are just like food gloves, and I'm just going to put, you need the tiniest little amount of colour, you'll see. I'm just going to use this metal skewer, but if you've got cocktail sticks, that's great as well. So I'm just dipping the end in, and you can always add, but you can't really take away. So I'll pop that on there, and let's mix this in. You'll see how it marbles first. A little bit goes a long way, guys, it really does. And don't forget in between your colours to wipe your bench down. You can see it's starting to marble there. Right, I'm going to add some more blue colouring. Oops, didn't realise I had some there. Right guys, so that's my blue all mixed in. So reflour my surface, and I do need to move the colouring out the way because believe me, it does have a knack of getting on everything. So totally move this out of the way and clean up. Okay, I'm going to roll this out in a strip to go around the circumference of the cake. So we're just going to roll this out long and thin. Right guys, so the next stage is attaching the icing to the cake. So we'll just do that. Hopefully I've rolled out enough. Oh, perfect. So we'll just press that on. Right guys, so now I'm going to do the top icing for the cake. So I've got this, the white. Right guys, I've got this all rolled out now, and I'm going to put it on top of my cake. So we bring the cake over. We'll just place that on the top, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut sort of snow droplets. You'll see what I mean. So you can see the blue Right, I'll lower you down and then we'll cut. Right, so all I'm going to do now is go in about there, then kind of do these big, kind of as if it's snow, and then just come down. As if snow's just dropped it down the cake. So we're just going to do it all sort of uneven all the way around. And then I'll come back and show you, but that's what I'm doing, guys. It's just kind of a snow effect. I hope you can see that. Right, you might have some sort of sharpness to them, so you can just use your finger and just gently get rid of those sharp edges. Right, so it should look something like this. So we've got all of this fondant left, so we're going to make a snowman out of this. Okay guys, let's make the snowman. So I think I want his body. I'm just judging it, guys. Just winging it. I think I want his body about maybe that size. Yeah, we'll do his body about that size. So simple to do, guys. Really simple. It's just roll in a ball. You know, depends if you want them in 3. Actually, yes, let's do them into 3. So we'll make that a bit smaller. We'll do them like an Olaf snowman. I did do a cake for Emma, a birthday cake, so do you know what, I pop it on screen here, you know, the cake that I made for Emma when she was younger, because it was like a frozen cake, and it turned out okay actually. It was for my first attempt. I'm not a cake maker, you might have already guessed, so I'm just doing another little ball, a bit smaller than the last one, to make these stick. And what I should have actually done was wet this. So if you use a little bit of water, you can get some edible glue to glue these together. And what you would normally use is sort of some spaghetti, which I will use. I'll show you that. You can buy this stuff as well called Tylo. I'll just get a piece of spaghetti. So all you do is get some spaghetti. This is whole wheat, so it's a little bit more brittle. So all I'm going to do is double it up and use 2 strands. You probably just need 1 if you use a normal spaghetti, but measure it, so I need it a bit shorter than that. And all you do is stick your spaghetti in like that, and then stick your body on like that, and that's how you keep it all together. Right, we need a head. Let's give him a little head as well. So I think that's about right. So we'll roll it until it's smooth. And we've still got fondant left, guys, so we'll use it up, you know, we're not going to waste any. So again, waste not, want not, we'll use these 2 little pieces. We'll just wet a little dollop of water on there. And then we'll put that in his head, like so, and then we'll stick his head on. Oops, more fingers and thumbs. So he's looking like that. We need to give him some eyes and some buttons, and maybe a hat. What we're thinking about a hat. Maybe a hat. Right guys, I've just made our snowman a little nose, and I've just used a little bit of red food colouring and a bit of yellow marzipan to because I don't have any orange food colouring. So we've just made a little nose. So we're going to stick that on him. A little carrot nose. So we'll bring him back into view. Use a little bit of our spaghetti. And stick his little nose in like that. His carrot nose looks more like a beak, doesn't it? I think we should move it up a little. Not a problem. Because we're going to give our snowman some eyes and a smiley face. Right, we're just going to mix a little bit black in with this. I'm just using a piece of spaghetti, guys, to put the colour on. You can use spaghetti if you haven't got cocktail sticks. And I'm just going to mix that black in so we can make his buttons. So I need a little bit more in. Usually takes a lot to get black, like a lot of food colouring. Oh, we're getting closer. Right, so I've got my black and I'm just going to pinch a little bit off for his eyes. So we roll a little sausage out. And then we cut some bits off. That can be his eye. Stick an eye on. Right guys, for his arms I'm just going to give him some spaghetti strands. So that's his arms. And I'm wondering whether to do a hat. He certainly needs a smiley face. Right guys, so next I think I'm going to do a tree, a Christmas tree. So I've got some fondant here and I've got some green dye, sea green this is. I have no idea what it's going to come out like, so we'll give it a try and we'll see what we end up with. We might need to darken it down if it's not dark enough, because sea green I'm thinking might be a little light. We've put lots in there guys. I think we're going to end up with quite a dark tree actually. So let's get this mixed. We'll see what colour we end up with. Right guys, so I'm going to attempt to do some trees. So I've just kind of rolled this out to a cone shape. Hope you can see that. And then all I'm going to do is get some scissors and snip just along the base and just keep snipping to give this like tree effect. Oh, well that works, doesn't it? That works quite nicely. So it gives that kind of tree effect. So I'm just going to carry on doing this. Actually might stick it on the cake and then do it. Yeah, that would be an idea. So I'm just going to use a bit of spaghetti. A couple of pieces. And we'll stick this on the cake. And then we'll do the snipping. I'm actually going to do the other one as well. So this is a bigger one, a bigger tree. So just roll it into a kind of cone shape. Till it resembles something of a tree shape. So I like that. And get my couple of pieces of spaghetti, slot them in the bottom like that, and then I'm going to put it actually on the cake, guys, and then do the decorating from there. So I think I'm going to put my tree about there. Right guys, I've just put my tree on there. I hope you can see that. And then I'm just going to do the snips now whilst it's in situ, and we'll just snip it like that. Keep snipping all the way around, and it looks like branches. I'll give you a close-up of it when I'm finished. Right guys, we're going to put our snowman on now. So I'm just going to, I think I want him about there. Should we put him there? Yeah. So we'll stick our little spaghetti strands in, and then we're going to slot him onto them. Like so. And that's what we're looking like so far. So I think we need some little snowballs. Look, I'm going to wash my hands. We've got some fondant left, and this is what I have left. So I've got some white and I've got some blue left. I think I'm going to colour some more blue. I think I'm going to colour this blue. And I think we're going to do some snowflakes. Right, I've decided to do some little snowballs. So very easy. Just in your hand, rolling them around like that. And then I'm going to pop one there. One there. Just in groups of 3. So 3 little snowballs there. And I think I'm going to pop 3 this side of the snowman. Whoops. So we'll pop 3 there. Right guys, I've just rolled this blue out, and I've got these cutters here and the snowflakes. So I think I'm going to use this size and this size. So I'm going to cut out a couple of snowflakes. So these are quite easy to use, she says. So, and then you just press the plunger and it comes out. So I'm going to think, where do I want this? Maybe about there. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on the cake. And I'm going to plunge it out right there. So as simple as that, guys. I think I'm going to cut another one in this size. And I think we'll cut some white ones as well. So again, I'm just going to wet it where I want the snowflake to go. So I'm thinking about here, and press it out. Oh, I'm thinking maybe 3. Let's go for 3, guys. Why not? It is Christmas after all. So I'm thinking about here. There you go. It's starting to take shape now, isn't it? So I think I want some smaller little blue ones as well. So I'll use a smaller cutter and again, where do I want them? I think I want one there, one there, and one there. If I can remember where I put the marks at. So I want there. We were there, weren't we? Maybe one there. And one there. Maybe that one was there. That's it. Now I think maybe one down here. Quite liking this. You know, you just place them where you want, guys. You know, wherever you feel you want one. Might actually do some at the back because the back's looking a bit bare. So let's do a scattering at the back as well. Guys, this is what it's looking like so far. But I think I'm going to put some white snowflakes here. So I'll roll some icing out and we'll come back and we'll do some white ones. It's just wet. Right guys, just to finish it off, I'm going to give these little trees a little dusting of ice and sugar. So they look a little bit snowy. That's it, now it's coming out. So they look a little snow topped. So guys, this is the finished cake. I'm really pleased how it turned out. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments section below. It is really easy to do. And yes, I baked it one day and obviously decorated it the next day. So even if you haven't started yet, you've still got time, guys, to do your Christmas cake. So that's it there. If you've liked the video, guys, please give me a thumbs up, a like, and if you haven't already subscribed, it would be lovely to have you here and subscribe to my channel. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Until the next time, stay safe everyone. Bye bye for now. Bye.